Hi everyone, how's it going? This video is part of a series on how to improve your live stream setup. In this episode we're going to go through some options you have available with a budget of £500 to £1,000. This includes a full professional setup that is under £1,000, so if you don't have a good laptop or camera, these options have you covered. So my name's Axel Wolstenholme, and as I mentioned in the last video, I'm a filmmaker and I've been building on my live stream knowledge and experience for the last 3 years. In the last video we looked at options on a £500 budget with some free options that you may have already had. In this video, we're looking at a total budget of under £1,000, but we're looking at computers and cameras that individually cost around £500 or less. So great news if you already have one part of the setup, as you may only need to spend around £500 on completing the full professional rig. In a previous video, we managed to get high quality audio for the stream, and now we're looking at improving the visuals with clear DSLR level video quality. Just a quick note before I get into this list, I will be showing the average prices of computers I've found on various sites that deliver to the UK. Some sites such as Amazon may have similar machines at high prices, or if you're buying from elsewhere in the world, prices will vary. With cameras, I'll be showing the average prices I found from searching on eBay and other resale or refurbished sites. This is because the cameras may be a few years old but are still great to use. Generally, you're not going to notice a difference in using an older camera up to a point, but you will notice a performance drop in using a computer that is a few years old. Most modern laptops between £500 and £1,000 should be powerful enough to process video from a capture card to be used in a live stream setup. Again, if you're unsure about a specific laptop, you can use this website to compare the specs against the minimum requirements that I have found. Here are a couple of specific options that will give you the performance that you need. Intel NUC. The 8th gen Intel NUCs are surprisingly powerful machines for their size, and the entry-level model with Intel Iris graphics is powerful enough to live stream with a capture card at 720p 25 frames per second. Fully set up with RAM and storage, the NUC 8 i3 is around £350. You'll still need a mouse, a keyboard and a monitor, but a wireless keyboard-mouse combo can be had for around £20, and you can use any HDMI-supported display such as a TV. I have found this monitor on Amazon for around £50 if you wanted to create a small portable desktop-like environment. Total cost around £420. If you want something more portable and convenient out of the box, you can find something like this laptop, which has an i5 processor, 8GB of RAM, and most importantly a discrete graphics chip, the NVIDIA MX150, which is not a gaming graphics card, but it will be suitable for live streaming with. There are also some great options for AMD laptops like this one, which costs £100 less. The Vega 8 graphics chip in this one is around 30% less powerful, but should still be within the threshold for live streaming. There are a lot of laptops on the market that use Intel HD or UHD graphics. Even some more expensive ultrabooks have these graphics chips in. But be aware that Intel have used similar graphics technology for over 6 years, and in my testing I found that just using an Intel UHD chip is not always powerful enough for a reliable high quality stream. So now, with around £500 left in the budget, let's look at the options you have for a high quality camera you can use with a capture card to get a high quality live stream. GoPro Hero Black or other action cameras. The GoPro Hero Black models 4 and up are great for wide angle but might be overly wide for most use cases, and some of the models use a specific mic adapter if you wanted to plug a mic in directly. Canon Vixia Handycams. You may want to use something like a Handycam if you wanted something that you could zoom in and out quite easily. Not all models of this Handycam can record and camera and live stream at the same time. Handycams generally have a very small sensor and are not amazing in low light. The following cameras have interchangeable lenses, so that's great if you wanted that option. Sony a5100. The Sony a5100 is a good interchangeable lens camera with a flip-up screen for monitoring. Unfortunately there is no mic input. Sony a6000. The Sony a6000 is a great camera and has slightly better visual quality than the a5100. It also has a hot shoe attachment for flash or lighting. But similar to the a5100, there is no mic input, and with the a6000, the screen does not flip up. Sony a6300. The Sony a6300 is similar to the a6000, but has better video options such as 4K, and this model has a mic input as well. Now, all of the above Sony cameras are prone to overheating, and this will require some cooling, but here's a simple USB fan I made for my a6000 camera that works great. Panasonic G7. This is a good 4K camera with a mic input and an articulating screen, but camera audio auto-leveling is not the best and only certain modes have a clean HDMI output. This camera cannot record internally and use HDMI output at the same time. The Canon M50. The Canon M50 is a good quality small mirrorless camera with a mic input, but the settings need some tweaking to allow for a clean HDMI output. Sony A7s. This last option is at the £500 limit, but this is the camera I used for many years for live streaming. The Sony A7s is a full frame camera and low light powerhouse with both a mic input and headphone jack for easy audio monitoring. The video options are incredible, with filmic picture profiles and high-speed shooting for slow-motion video. The camera has also never overheated in my experience, even after prolonged use on a sunny day. However, the Sony a7s does not shoot 4K internally. There are external recorders you can attach to the camera, but these can cost as much as, if not more than the camera itself. You will need to use a dummy battery and adapters for long shooting sessions, like live streaming, as the standard batteries only last around 30 minutes each. Lastly, for the £500, you're unlikely to find a camera with a lens included, but the Sony E-mount can adapt to fit most DSLR lenses, such as this vintage 28mm lens, which is around £15, and is perfectly fine for live streaming, as long as you don't mind it as a manual focus. Last note, when using a dummy battery with the A7s, certain autofocus lenses such as the Sony 16mm f2.8 or Samyang 35mm f1.4 can cause the camera to shut off if you're live streaming and recording at the same time. For slightly less, you can also get the regular Sony A7, but I'd recommend the A7s if you can afford it, as there are many more video options and I found it an extremely reliable camera. In these examples, I mentioned microphone inputs. Of course, with a USB audio device or capture card that has an audio input, you can bypass this. But having a mic input with good audio auto leveling like the one found in the A7s makes live streaming just a little bit easier. So with all that, let's build a theoretical full live stream setup for under £1,000. So now we've come to the end of the budget bracket. I hope you've learnt a lot in this. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments below. And next time, we're going to be looking at some options you can add with a budget of over £1,000 that you may want to add to try and improve the quality of live stream or make things just a little bit easier. At this point, there is a certain level of diminishing returns, but there may be some options there that you might find be perfect for your professional live streams. Anyway, thanks for watching guys. Be sure to comment, like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video. Cheers!